Hello students. Student, in the last class just we have to finish the exercise 1.6 of your NCERT class 12 class 11th mathematics. Basically student, in this particular whole chapter of sets we have to just introduce the basic definition of the sets. Then after we have to just discuss about the representation of the various kind of representation we have to discuss, like roster form and set builder form. Then after we have to discuss the theory of subsets, types of sets, Venn diagrams, and basically we have to see the basic kind of operations applied on the sets. So each and everything we have to just discuss in this whole chapter. Today student, we are going to start your miscellaneous exercise 1, and that should be the very important examination for the examination point of view. And student, the question of miscellaneous exercise will contain each and every type of concepts of sets. So in each and every question just we have to see what should be given, what we have to find, and how the particular logic is to be get applied. Each and everything we will see carefully here. Is it to be clear? So student, today we will just start with the very first question of your miscellaneous exercise. So you have to keep in mind in each and every concept of the sets. Then definitely you will just try to each and every question, and if any of the question will not be solved by you, then you can see the video. Then after you will definitely get the solution of the given question. So we will start with the very first question. In the very first question you can say that decide among the following sets which set are subset of one another. So I think each and every student know very well about the subset theory. Here student, you can just see there are four subsets, so sets are to be given. Set A is to be given as x such that x belongs to R. X satisfy the quadratic equation x square minus 8x plus 12 equals to 0. B set is 2 4 6. C set is 2 4 6 set up to dot dot dot, means this is the case of infinite set, and the D set is only given as the 6. Is it to be clear? So basically we have to convert each and every set in the roster form. Then we will use the subset theory and we will tell which is the subset of which given set. We have to decide this part. So student, we will start the answer of this very first question. So in this very first question, definitely the set A is to be given as x such that x belongs to R, and x satisfy x satisfy the quadratic equation x square minus 8x plus 12 equals to 0. So first of all, and another set B you can check. Student, B set is to be given as 2 4 and 6. Similarly the set C is to be given as 2 4 6 8 dot dot dot, means there are infinite number of elements are to be there, and set D is given as 6. Is it to be clear? Now the student question is, first of all we have to just convert this particular given set builder form into the roster form. Is it to be clear? So in the very first set we have to just simplify the given quadratic equation x square minus 8x plus 12 equals to 0, so that we have to just use the middle term splitting. So minus of 6x minus of 2x plus 12 equals to 0, because I think each and every student know very well about the middle term splitting method. So by using the middle term splitting, we have to just use the two parts of this minus of 8x. Basically here these two parts will specify the answer. Is it to be clear? So we will write, just simplify this part. Then x is common, then x minus 6 minus 2 will be common, then x minus 6 will be 0. So we will obtain the two factor as x minus 2 or x minus 6. So we will get the answer of the value of x will be equals to 2 and 6. Is it to be clear? Now student, this A set you can write here. This set A will contain two element 2 and 6. Now easily you can check the which is said to be the subset of which part. So we will take the A set first of all, then we will check the with another set whether A is subset of the given set B, C or D or not. So student, if the subset theory we will use in this case, then if suppose we will take the set A, then we will check the element of A, whether the element of A are to be coming from the B set or not. So basically all the element of A belongs to B set also. So definitely A is said to be the subset of B. Is it to be clear? Similarly, this A is also to be checked with the C set. So these elements 2 and 6 are to be also coming from the C set. So this A is also said to be the subset of C set. Next, third part we are saying A will be checked with the D. So definitely student, here you can say that these two elements, because this 2 will not available in this D set, but all the elements of D set will belong to the set A. So definitely you can say that this set D is said to be the subset of A. Is it to be clear? Similarly, student, now we will check the B. We will take the B set, and B is to be checked with the remaining also. So B is already checked with the A, but we will check with the C. Then definitely these elements are to be coming from the set C. So definitely B is said to be the subset of C set. And next we will check B and D. Then this particular element 6 will coming from the set B. Then D is always said to be the subset of B. Is it to be clear? Now we will check for the C and D. So definitely, student, in the case of C and D, 2, 4, 6, 8, and this 6 is to be there. Then this element will be coming from the set C. So D is always found to be the subset of C. So these are the various kind of combinations of subset we have to just think about the given sets. Is it to be clear? So in this very first question, student, always we have to keep in mind the concept of subset theory. If we will keep in mind the subset theory, then easily you can recognize which is said to be the subset of which kind of given sets. Is it to be clear? So I think this question will be clear to each and every student. So before taking the next question, student, pause the video to note it down the things. Next question we will take here. Next question we are taking. So in the next question number 2, you can see the question first of all. So in the question number 2, in each of the following determine whether the statement is true or false. Means we have to just check whether the given statement is found to be true or false. And if it is false or true, then we have to also provide the example also related to the trueness or falseness of the given question. So very first part we are taking here. So X belongs to A belongs to B, then X belongs to B. So the very first part we will check here, where X is the any set of S is the any element which belongs to the set A, and A belongs to the B, then X belongs to B. Is it to be clear? So in the question number 2, very first part, it is to be given as X belongs to A and A belongs to B. Implies X belongs to B. This is to be given. Now we will check whether it is to be found false or true. So suppose student, we will take an basic example. Let we will take X equals to 1. Then set A you can take like this 1 comma 2. Suppose this is any set A. Now you can say that A is belongs to B, means you can take any set B, like here we have to take the A, and suppose this is 3 is to be taken. Now student, definitely you can say one important thing, this A set 1 comma 2. So this condition is to be get satisfied, because this particular X we are assuming here 1, then definitely this X belongs to A. This X belongs to A. Now you can check this A belongs to B set. So this particular whole part will be taken as the single element. So this is found to be in B set. So here the condition A belongs to B is to be also get to satisfied. But we will check this condition X belongs to B or not. So this particular one is not occur here. This one is to be occur with the 2. So this whole particular part is said to be the one element, but no one. So implies X does not belongs to B. Then student, you can say that this statement is found to be false. This statement is found to be false. So easily you can just provide a suitable example like this, where these two conditions you can take according to the given condition, and then after you can check the third condition whether it is to be found correct or incorrect. Is it to be clear? So the very first part you can say that this is the false statement. Is it to be clear? Next part we are taking here. In the next part, just we can say that the A is subset of B and B belongs to C, then A belongs to C. Is it to be clear? And student, here the subset theory and belongs to sign. So this is the very basic concept of belongs to and subset. You have to keep in mind, because in the theory section we have already discussed the so many questions related to the subset sign or symbol that should belongs to the belongs to. Is it to be clear? So both the symbols are to be used here. So we have to keep in mind the concept of belongs to as well as the subset sign. After that we will simplify the question. So A is given as subset of B and B belongs to C, and we have to check whether A belongs to C. So next part we are taking here, second part. So in this particular question, it is to be given as A is said to be the subset of B, and it is to be given as B belongs to C. Then we will check A belongs to C. Is it to be clear? No problem. Students, suppose let any example we are taking. Let any set A you can take like as 1 comma 2, and any set B you can take 1 comma 2 comma 3. So according to both the situation, you can say that A is subset to B. So this condition is to be get verified. Now we will take another set C, and in such a way that B belongs to C. So you can take like this 1, 2, 3, and suppose you can take any other element 4 also. Now we will check. You can say that this according to this situation, you can say that B belongs to C. So both the conditions are to be get satisfied. According to that, we have to take the three sets. Now you can check A belongs to C. Basically, student, in the case of A, you can say that this particular 1 and 2. So no 1 and 2 is to be found along with each other in this particular set. See, you can just check here, because here 1, 2, 3 is to be there, but no 1 and 2 is to be get here. So definitely implies that A does not belongs to C, and this is not to be true. Then you can say that it is again found to be the false. Is it to be clear? So the second statement again is found to be the false statement. You can just give this particular example in the favor of this particular kind of given situation. Is it to be clear? Now the third part, student, we will take, but before that, pause the video to note it down the things. Then question number 2, part 3 we are taking. So you can just see the third part. Third part says that A is subset of B, B is subset of C, and A is subset of C. So basically, student, this will be a very clear phenomena. You can sorry, just say that this is the clear phenomena. A is subset of B, B is subset of C, and A is subset of C. Means we have to check this thing. So we will take this part. It is to be given as A is subset of B and B is subset of C. Then we can check A is subset of C. Is it to be clear? So we have to keep in mind the difference between this capital C. You can write like this, and this is the symbol of subset. We have to check this thing. So definitely, student, you can say that if A is subset of B, then definitely A set, suppose we can take 1, 2, then B will be taken as 1, 2, and 3. So according to the situation, you can say that A is subset of B. Now B is also subset of C. So all the elements of B are to be coming from the C. So according to both the scenario, you can say that B is subset of C. Definitely, student, you can just check whether this condition is found to be true or false. So A is subset of C. So definitely all the elements of A are to be coming from the set C. So definitely on behalf of this part, you can say that A is subset of C. Means this particular statement is found to be true. So this particular thing is found to be true here. No problem. Is it to be clear? Fourth part is to be also given here. In the fourth part, student, a very important part is to be given. So we have to keep in mind this particular part always, because here it is to be given as the reverse part. A is not subset of B and B is not subset of C. Then A is not subset of C. It is to be given, and just we have to check whether the given statement is found to be true or false. No problem. A is not a subset of B. So we will take an example. Let A is not subset of C. So A we will take as 1 comma 2, and you can take B as 4, 5, 6. No problem. Is it to be clear? So you can easily say that A is not subset of B according to this given example. Next, B is not a subset of C. So you can take another C set where we are saying that B is not the subset of C. So you can write here 1, 2, then after 7, 8. Is it to be clear? So according both the example, you can say that B is not found to be the subset of C. But student, you can just check A and C. Just you can check A and C. So here these elements are to be coming from the C or not. So in spite of these conditions, we will get A is subset of C. But according to the given question, it is given as A is not subset of C. So definitely, student, this condition is always found to be false. This condition is always found to be the false. So this is the very important example. Means it is not necessary that A is not subset of B and B is not subset C, then A is not subset of C. In this kind of example, you can just provide the scenario where we have to give the three sets A, B and C. Then definitely here you can check A is not subset of B. Here you can check B is not subset of C. Then definitely you can say that the student A is subset of C. Is it to be clear? So this particular statement is again found to be the false. So this is the very important example. Some of the student will give the answer as true here, but this is the false statement. You can just check this example. Is it to be clear? Next fifth part we are taking here. In the fifth part, you can just see the question. First of all, X belongs to A. Here X belongs to A not subset of B, A not subset of B, then X belongs to B. Is that to be clear? Student, definitely I think this statement is found to be the false, but we will take a suitable example to give the proper reason why this is not said to be the true, or it is said to be the true. So it is to be given as X belongs to A and A is not subset of B, then X belongs to B. Is that to be clear? So next, question number 2, part 5th we are taking here. In this question number 2, part 5th, student, basically it is to be given as X belongs to A, X belongs to A and A is not subset of B. A is not subset of B. And we have to also given that implies that X belongs to B. We have to check this situation. Now suppose we will take any example. Let X equals to 1, then student, definitely you can take the set A as 1 comma 2. Now according to this part, you can say that X belongs to A, because here we are declaring as X equals to 1. Now student, that A not belongs to B, A does not belongs to B, so you can take the B set as 4, 5 and 6. Is it to be clear? You can say that this particular B set, this particular B set is given as 4, 5, 6, implies that you can just check A and B. So A is not found to be the subset of B. Now student, according to the given situation, whether this X belongs to the B or not, so definitely this particular one is not to be here. So X does not belongs to B. So we will get this situation, but according to the question, it is to be given as X belongs to B. So we can say that this statement is found to be the false. Again, the given statement is found to be the false. You can just see this example, and according to that you can just verify the thing whether this is true or false. So it is found to be the false statement. Is it to be clear? Next and the last part of this question number 2 we are taking here. So you can just see the last part. In this part you can just read the question. First of all, A is subset of B. It is to be given as A is subset of B. X does not belongs to B, means X not belongs to B, then X not belongs to A. Definitely student, here it is to be given as A belongs to B and X not belongs to B, then X not belongs to A. Definitely it is found to be the truth, because here A is subset of B and no element is found to be in B, then definitely it should not be available in the A set. But you can just take an example here. Here it is to be given as A is subset of B and X is any element does not belongs to the B, implies that X does not belongs to the A. Definitely it is found to be the true. Let's suppose we are taking the any set A which is found to be the 1 and 2, and B you can take any of the set 1, 2 and 3. So according to this part, A is found to be the subset of B. Now student, we are saying that suppose any element 5 we are taking, 5 does not belongs to B, because any element 5, you can see this particular set B does not contain element 5. So you can say that this particular 5 does not belongs to the B. So this particular 5 does not belongs to B. Then student, this A is subset of B. Then definitely you can say that X does not belongs to A. Is it to be clear? So student, this particular statement is found to be the true. This particular statement is found to be true here. No. Is that to be clear? So easily you can just check the each and every part that should be given here. In this question number 2, student, each and every section you can just feel here, because here each and every question has the some basic phenomena, and where we have to take a suitable example to understand the logic. Why it is said to be the true, why it is said to be the false. Each and every kind of logic we can give in the favor of the given question. Just to be clear. So student, next question 3 we will take, but before that pause the video to note down the things. Next question number 3 we are taking. Question number 3, you can just read the question number 3. Very important question is to be given. Let A, B, and C be the set such that A union B equals to A union C, and A intersection B equals to the A intersection C. Then show that B equals to C. Very important question. Student, some of the students will always take the some sets that will satisfy the given conditions, and according to that they are giving the example. But student, this is not the general way to represent these things. We will solve these type of questions by using the various kind of properties, and just we have to feel the things. Basically, any kind of operation, union and intersection is to be given, then we have to just feel the operation, what type of operation will provide the what type of answers. If these things are to be get identified by you whenever we are doing the question, then definitely you can just prove these things in a general way. Is it to be clear? So sometimes some of the student will provide the answer just by taking example, but student, I will tell the proper format where we have to take a general process. Means by taking a general way, we will just check whether the B set is found to be the equal of to the C set or not. So A union B is to be given as A union C, and A intersection B is given as A intersection C. Is it to be clear? So question number 3, student, we will just see here. In this question number 3, it is given. It is given that there are two things are to be given. A union B equals to A union C, and the another thing that should be given as A intersection B equals to A intersection C. Both are the given, and thus we have to prove that. B set is found to be the equals to C set. This thing is to be get proved here. Now the student question is how these type of questions are to be think, and how the particular approach related to the equal to set is to be think. Is it to be clear? So we have to just see a very important concept. Student, this particular note we have to keep in mind always, because this particular note will be useful in many of the questions of this miscellaneous exercise, and whenever we have to use the general approach, then definitely this particular note is to be very important for us. So in this particular note, what we are saying, we are saying that if A is subset of B and B is subset of A, then definitely student the set A will be always found to be the set C. What we are saying, this thing is to be already discussed, but student, again I am telling, if A is subset of B and also B is subset of A, then in that case student, always we will get the A and B set as equal sets, because every set is to be considered as the subset of itself always. That's why if A is subset of B and B is also subset of A, both the conditions are to be get satisfied, then we will give this result. Means where A set is found to be the equals to the B set. Is it to be clear? So in this particular kind of question, student, we want to just prove that B equals to C. Then we can prove the two things. Either B is subset of C or C is subset of B. If we are able to calculate both the things in a systematic way, and we will get these results, then definitely on the behalf of two results, we will say that B set is found to be the equals to C set. Is it to be clear? So to prove this B equals to C, we have to just prove that B is subset of C, and we will also prove that C is subset of both the things we want to prove here. So if I both the things you can prove, then automatically the result will provide as B equals to C. Is it to be clear? So the very first part we are proving B is subset of C. This thing we want to prove here. So let X belongs to the set B. Let any element X we are taking in the set B. then then definitely student you can say that X belongs to the A union B, because union operation always include all the elements of A and B. So basically here you can say that X is any element of B, then definitely in the case of A union B there should be an element X will be there. Now A union B is always given as equals to the A union C. So you can say that X belongs to A union C. Now what should be the meaning of this part? You can say that X belongs to A or X belongs to C. Now student, this X will be either of this element of A or it can be also the element of C. So this situation we will simplify here. So basically if X belongs to A and X belongs to B, here you can just read the situation. X is belongs to B and X belongs to A, then definitely student X belongs to A intersection B or not, because this particular element X will be the set of X will be the element of set A as well as B. So if we have to merge these two conditions, then you can write this result. X belongs to the A intersection B. Now A intersection B is always found to be equal to A intersection C. So you can use here A intersection C. Means you can say that X belongs to A and X belongs to C. Means this particular X will be the element of A set as well as the C set. And here automatically you are saying that X is the element of C. So student, if we are taking this situation, then we will get X belongs to C here as well as here. So if X belongs to B and X belongs to C, implies that you can say that B is said to be the subset of C. So this condition is to be get verified here, because we are taking X belongs to B and we are proving in both the cases we are proving X is belongs to C. So definitely B is said to be the subset of C. Is that to be clear? Now the second case when we have to prove that C set is taken as the subset of B. So again the similar way we are using let X belongs to C. X belongs to or you can take any element Y. No X you can take any element Y you can take. Y belongs to the C set. Y belongs to the C set. Then definitely student you can say that this particular Y will be also belongs to the A union C. This Y belongs to the A union C. So A union C definitely is found to be equal as B A union B. So Y belongs to A union B. Now, according to this part, you can say that Y belongs to A or Y belongs to B. Is that to be clear? Now, there are two cases. Y belongs to A and Y belongs to C. Then, according to both the part, Y belongs to C and Y belongs to A, you can say that Y belongs to A intersection C. And Y belongs to A intersection C. Then, definitely Y belongs to A intersection B. And student, Y belongs to A intersection B, we are saying that Y belongs to A intersection B implies that Y belongs to set A and Y is also set of element. Y is the element of set B. Now here you will get the result as directly Y belongs to B. So in both the situation, this situation and this situation will be solved. Then you will get the result Y belongs to B and here Y belongs to B. So if Y belongs to C and we are proving that Y belongs to C, implies that you can say that C is said to be the subset of B. Just to be clear, because this Y also belongs to the C and this Y also belongs to the B. So you can say that C is also said to be the subset of B. So definitely student, here we are taking a general element and just we are proving that B is subset of C and C is subset of B. So after taking this particular condition 1 and after taking this 1, 2, so you can say that from first and second, we can say that B is always found to be equal to C, because here in this particular note what we are saying, we are saying that if A is subset of B and B is subset of A, then definitely A is found to be the equals to B, and similar type of working we are doing here. So student, we have to keep in mind each and every kind of operation, whether union operation will provide which type of results and intersection operation will provide the which kind of results. So in any general case, you can just prove the things in a very systematic way. Is that to be clear? So in this question number 3, student, this is the general way to prove this thing. And always we have to keep in mind this note, because in all this exercise, this particular thing is to be used many of the times, and we will just simplify the questions by using this condition in a general way. Means suppose two sets are to be said to be equal, then student we will use this condition. Means they are proved as the subset of each other, then definitely they are found to be equal always. Is it to be clear? So next question 4 we are taking, student. Before that, pause the video to note down the answer. Next question number 4 we are taking. So question number 4 we are taking here. Question number 4 says that so that the following four conditions are equivalent. So that the following four conditions are said to be equivalent. Equivalent means if either of the condition is to be get solved, the answer of this condition will be equivalent to the another condition. And similarly, some other parts are also to be given. So if we will take one part and this part is to be taken with the another part, and if they are giving the same answer or same result, then they are said to be the equivalent. So here the conditions are to be given as A subset of B, A minus B equals to 5, A union B equals to B, and A intersection B equals to A. It is to be given. And just we want to prove that A subset of B is equivalent to the A minus B equal to 5, and it is also equivalent to the A union B equals to B, and it is also equivalent to the A intersection B equals to A. So basically we will take this question number 4. In this question number 4, basically the four conditions. A is said to be the subset of B. Second part is to be given as A minus B equals to 5, and the third part is to be given as A union B equals to B, and the fourth part is to be given as A intersection B equals to A. And we have to just prove that these four conditions are said to be equivalent. So we will take one by one. So first of all, taking first and second. Taking first and second. So basically, we are saying that A is subset of B. It is to be given. Now, we will simplify. Now we will check for the A minus B equals to 5. A minus B equals to 5. So basically, students, if we can just think about this particular part, A minus B, then in this case, A minus B, what we are saying, only the elements of A, only the elements of A will be there. This will defined as the difference of the two sets, where A minus B is to be get defined, then we can write only the elements of A will be there. So you can just say that if let X belongs to A set. Suppose any element X belongs to the A, and here according to that, it is to be given that A minus B equals to 5, then definitely student, then definitely this X will also belongs to the B. That's why A minus B you can find out by. So if X is the element of A as well as X is element of B, why this is the element of B? Because it is to be the given as A minus B equals to 5. So if this element will be also the element of B, then definitely student no element will be separately counted in the set A. So definitely A minus B equals to 5 specifies that if X belongs to A, then definitely this X also belongs to B. So student, A is found to be the subset of B. Means this particular condition we are just simplifying here. Just we are thinking, just be able to feel the thing, because each and every kind of operation, student, if we are just taking and we have to feel the things, then definitely you will get the result as A is subset of B. So you can say that they are equivalent. They are said to be equivalent. Said to be equivalent. Is that to be clear? So if we are taking the first and second situation, then first is given, no problem. Now we will simplify the second. For this part, we have to take any element X, and according to the situation, A minus B is to be given as 5. So definitely student, this particular element X belongs to A, then this particular element will also belong to the set B. Then because the difference operation always provide the answers where only the elements of set A is to be defined in case of A minus B. So A minus B equals to 5 will provided as X belongs to B also. So if X is also the element of A and X is also the element of B, then on behalf of these two conditions, you can say that A is always found to be the subset of B. Now the second condition we are taking first and third. first and third. Is it to be clear? Now this first is to be taken with the second part. Now this first is also be taken with the third part also. So A is given as subset equals to B. This is to be given. This is to be given. Now we will take the third situation, A union B equals to B. So let X belongs to A. Let X belongs to A. Then definitely, student, you can say that X belongs to the A union B, because in the case of union operation we have to just include all the elements. Means you can say that if X belongs to A, then X also belongs to the A union B. So student, A union B, since A union B is to be given as equals to B, so in place of A union B you can use the set B, so you can get the result X belongs to B. And student, if X belongs to A as well as X belongs to B, then you can say that A is again found to be the subset of B. Means again, if the situation is to be solved, then definitely we will get this result. So they are equivalent. So these are equivalent conditions. These are equivalent conditions. Is it to be clear? So easily, student, we have to prove the first and second are equivalent, first and third are said to be equivalent. Now the next case, first and fourth we are taking. So before that, pause the video to note it down. Next, fourth condition, fourth, you can say that taking first and fourth. So first condition means A is subset B. This is the standard result. Suppose this is to be given. Now we will take this situation. A intersection B is to be given as A. So let X belongs to A. Let X belongs to A. Suppose we have to take any element X belongs to A, and here, student, it is to be given as A intersection B equals to A. So in place of A you can use the intersection, so implies that X belongs to A intersection B. By using the condition, we are writing this thing, otherwise we cannot write. But here this set A is given as equals to the A intersection B in the fourth section. Is it to be clear? Now A intersection B set is to be there, and this X is the element of A intersection B, implies that you can say that X belongs to A and X belongs to B. Student, now you can just say this X is also the element of A and this X is also the element of B. So you can say that A is again found to be the subset of B. So this A is again found to be the subset of B, and in this case, so again these are equivalent. These are equivalent conditions. Just to be clear, so student, each and every condition we have to take. Firstly, first and second we have to take. Then after second and first and third we have to take. Then after we have to take the first and fourth. So first condition is to be get checked with each and every part, and they all are found to be the equivalent, because we have to take a standard result. Then after we will simplify that part, and we are taking a simple general example, and because any element X is to be taken. Some of the student will take some kind of examples here, but student, these examples we are not saying this is the wrong way, but this is not the perfect way, you can say that. So perfectly, if we have to simplify the question, then you can take any type of general element, and according to that you can just prove whether the conditions are found to be the equivalent or not. Is it to be clear? So in this video, student, we just simplify up to the question number 4. We are simplifying each and every question. We have to solve in a very deep manner, because here the some proving type of questions are to be there. So we will just use the general properties of the sets and general methods we are taking here. So easily, student, if you will do regularly each and every question just after seeing the video, then easily you can get the concept of each and every question. And these questions are always simplified in this way. Not examples we are taking here, because some of the students will take examples and they can prove the conditions, but these conditions are to be proved only in that certain type of examples, but we have to prove the conditions in a general way. That's why we are doing the things like this. Is it to be clear? So the remaining questions, students, we will just discuss the next video. We will just discuss the 3 videos of this miscellaneous exercise This is the first video we have discussed of the question number 4. Next part we will take. Then after one more part we will take. Then after you will get the concept of sets, and this particular concept of sets student will be entirely used in the whole mathematics. So each and everything we have to keep in mind, and according to them we have to do the solution of the questions. Now student, in the next video we will meet with the some more question of miscellaneous exercise. Thank you.